Hey there, folks. So, I'm here in Wilsonville, Oregon, and it's a beautiful day to be in Oregon. Like most days here, it's a little bit wet, not totally warm, but it's really good weather for trees. See these two giant trees over here, really old, impressive trees, and they got me thinking about trees, and I want to talk with you guys a little bit about why trees are so important. Now, we talk about saving the rainforest, and it is important to save the rainforest. The reason that trees are so important is because trees help keep our topsoil on the ground instead of at the bottom of the ocean. As our trees get cut down, the water, when it rains, washes the topsoil away, and we need that topsoil to grow our food in. Topsoil is what creates the biodiversity, the bacteria life that allows our food to grow. And we try and simulate topsoil with all, and down here you can see there's all of this plant matter that the tree's been dropping, and as it decomposes, little bacterias and bugs and worms and everything live in here. They survive this little area. It makes it so that they don't get washed away, they don't get sun-baked or preyed on by bigger animals. So trees create this biodiversity, and they create this dynamic environment for life, and we really need them for that purpose, but we also need them for keeping our topsoil in place. So when you look at the timber industry, what the timber industry does is they go up to trees like this, and then they cut it down, and then once the tree's cut down, they come in and take everything that they can take, and then what's left behind they burn. Now once it's burned down, then they come through and replant it. So in theory, the trees that are cut down are replaced, but instead of being replaced with a dynamic ecosystem of different lives and different heights of plants, like an undergrowth and like a floor level, like allow for practices in the logging industry that really hurt all human life. They really hurt all human life, and they also really hurt other life, whether it's salmon or even just tree life. Look at how big this tree is. It's gigantic. It's huge. Walk around it here. It's like maybe 10 or 12 paces just to get around it. So, trees keep our topsoil in place, which keeps the temperature down. And when the temperature is low, then the water doesn't evaporate as quickly. So it keeps moisture in the area where there's a tree. And then, the trees also filter water. So when it rains, if there's some sort of pollutant in the water, when it falls on the tree, the leaves and branches in this sort of catch the heavy matter, so that then as the water comes down the bark and into the roots, it comes out cleaner than when it landed on the tree. So, he went out with folks from his tribe and planted a whole bunch of trees. The tribe planted something like 15,000 trees. And planting trees is something that we can do. It's relatively inexpensive, and it affects change. It keeps the climate cooler where there's a tree. If you plant a tree that produces fruits or nuts, it feeds people and animals. And even if the tree isn't feeding people and animals, a tree will still drop its leaves and branches and create space for bacterial life and for bugs and birds and pollinators. So, if it's within your means, if you consider yourself a water protector, or you think that you need to do something to make the world a little bit better, then get out there and plant some trees, because you really can affect some dramatic change just by helping trees to be in this world. So with all that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I do appreciate you taking the time to tune in, and I'll talk with you again very soon.